Welcome in, everybody, to Betting Pros. It's time to place your bets. It is me, Joey P. Joe P's here with me on Monday night, my rowdiest friend, Scott Bogman, everybody. And it's you hanging out, watching a little Monday night football live stream. We've got the Dallas Cowboys and the Los Angeles Chargers, in which should be a pretty entertaining game, one would think on paper, in what has been a very odd, entertaining week, I guess, depending on your point of view. We need to do a wellness check on our friend the Welsh after that 49er game. But Scott Bogman, it's funny. The worm can turn very quickly. I started out on Monday of last week being so proud of myself, locking in the 4.5 on the San Francisco 49ers. Talked about it all week. Look at his line go. Look at his line go. And then I watched that game and I started to watch what was going on. In the third quarter, I had the hedge of all hedges. I went right to the Browns money line at plus 450 on FanDuel in the third quarter. I took that bad boy and I rode it all the way to the bank. They offered me right before the cash out. I said, no, screw that. Rookie kickers on the road. I ain't having it. It saved my entire week. The importance of live betting, everybody. Never forget it. And tonight, I've got a live betting tip for you too. Scott Bogman, what'd you think of the upsets yesterday before we get to Monday Night Football? The Eagles falling, the 49ers falling.
I loved them.
Statue falling. I loved it too.
Yeah, I loved them. My team didn't play. So, by the way, I don't know. I'm sure it's happened before and I just didn't notice it. But Longhorns and Steelers both on bye weeks this week. So I had pretty relaxed
How did you
weekend.
do with yourself? I was going to say, no wonder
I'm going to lose my mind when the Diamondbacks open up the NLCS against the Phillies tonight. So that is the plan. But yeah, I mean, seeing the Jets beat the Eagles was surprising. But the Eagles, I don't know, man. The Eagles they have not played their best football yet. And Jalen Hurts looked like garbage. So the Bills almost losing to the Giants was pretty pathetic. The Vikings almost losing to the Bears was pathetic. There were a lot of them this week, but the Browns defense is so good. And I think people are underrating it. It is a top 5 defense in the NFL right now. They made a weakness a strength in their defensive line from last year to this year, and they're already good in the secondary and have nice deep rotation at the linebacker spot too. So they're going to challenge people. They're going to keep teams from scoring, and they're going to try to beat them low scoring. And it's kind of scary to think what they can do if Deshaun Watson were to play like he did pre-trade and pre all of his nonsense.
Well, we all keep waiting around for it.
Yeah, but
Walker was entertaining.
What is that? What's the meme? It's just me waiting for, and it's just the skeleton. Yeah, that's me waiting for Deshaun Watson to come around.
A very popular meme. I will say this too. It's we're into week 7, and I don't think there's a clear-cut MVP favorite. Like I'm looking, preseason. I always pick 2 guys. Last year it was Allen and Mahomes, and as soon as Allen lost to the Jets, I went ahead and I went right to Jalen Hurts as the second guy. I cashed out, made money on it. Because, again, some of the places let you make money whenever those odds go down. But this year, it was Hurts and Mahomes, and Tua is at the top with Mahomes right now. But I don't know why. Like, I know they have historic offense. It just doesn't feel like he's MVP to me. Maybe I'm in a bubble. I don't know.
It's McCaffrey right now. McCaffrey scored a bunch of touchdowns. The one time he got hurt, they lose. He's going to come back next week, probably fine, and they'll win again.
It's been a while since a running back's won that award, man.
But he's going to have 35 touchdowns. I mean, it's ridiculous.
I don't know. Look, Tyreek Hill's going to have 1,000 yards receiving.
Tyreek is good, too. I mean,
now I have him for AP Player of the Year. I did put that in. By the way, that was at 800, I think, when I got it, plus 850, I want to say.
What is it now? 250
right now.
Yeah. Wow.
So that is dramatic. So he's just got to stay healthy. But again, we're here for other things today. We're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about a little bit of Monday Night Football with all of us here hanging out here live. We appreciate you joining us. So let's get to the game. Before we do, we gave away that Odell Beckham jersey today. Now we're giving away something new. Here it is. Let's go. It's time for our latest giveaway here at Betting Pros, and it's a Robert Tonyan autographed jersey signed by Robert Tonyan himself, the Chicago Bears' own tight end. So how do you get this? You subscribe to the channel here at Betting Pros YouTube. Also drop a comment below. That's it. That's all you got to do to win this jersey. And don't forget to click that little bell till it goes ding so you know every time a piece of content drops here on our Betting Pros channel. Specifically didn't tell you what the new giveaway was because I wanted your live reaction. Scott Bogman, can you believe this is like a ancient artifact, a Robert Tonyan jersey? This is rare.
You know what's great about this is if you're a Bears fan and you have a Packers fan, buddy, you get
That's
to
what
wear that in front of them. That is the best part of that.
That's what I said. I want to win it so I can give it as a Christmas present to Pat Fitzmaurice. That's what I want to do. But let's take a look here at the game. Oh my goodness. So get in on that bad boy. Here we go. Dallas -1.5 here over on FanDuel. Somehow favorites in this game. I get it. I understand. It's a public team, whatever. The Los Angeles Chargers +1.5 at -108. You can get a DK. That's the best number there. 50.5 is the number everywhere right now. So we'll see if it lives up to the hype or not. If you like the Chargers to win, +110. Now, Bogman, before we get to this, I teased this. So again, I've been called a tease before many times in my life, but I'm going to deliver here finally.
Not to me.
We had Joe Ranieri on the show on Thursday. He gave us the game plan for this game. He had the stats to back it up. I like it. I'm going to go with it, see how it works. If it doesn't work, I'm going to angry text him at about midnight tonight. If it does work, I'm going to happy text
like Will Ferrell negotiating a compliment here. I'm going to give you a compliment. If you don't like it, throw it right back. All right.
But his whole thing was bet the Chargers first half money line, because the Chargers are like the best first half team out there. They're always crushing life in the first half. And then Brandon Staley just never makes adjustments, and then everything falls apart in part due. So at halftime, you look for whatever. It's kind of like what I did with the Browns this weekend. You look for whatever that big plus money. Maybe they're down by 7 points. Maybe you're getting like a nice +200, +210, maybe +185 on the Cowboys. Then you bet that one too, and you see if you could take it home wire to wire. So Boggs, what do you think of that strategy? And then what do you think of overall your approach to tonight?
I mean, I never hate the Chargers charging and Staleying. You know what I mean? Like, I totally understand that. I would say that Mike McCarthy is not that much better than Staley, though. I think in terms of making the proper adjustment in the second half. So I hate this game. I think this should be a really fun game. Like I said, going to be watching a lot of the NLCS. So hopefully it'll be on my second TV right next to me. But I think I like the under more than anything here. And I think the reason I like the under total is because it's already big. It's juiced up a little bit. People expect Dallas to score. But after the mistakes that we've seen Dak Prescott making, I don't think you want the ball in his hands. I think the Cowboys are going to run the ball a lot. I think
they should
control clock a little bit.
They should.
I think so too. And I think with Ekeler back, I think the Chargers are going to run a little bit too. You can mix Ekeler and Joshua Kelly against this defense as well. And we saw that, we saw the Cowboys get beat by having Micah Parsons get run out and worn out. So I think there's going to be a little copycat of that as well. So I like the under more than anything. I'll take the Chargers plus the points because they're at home and coming off a bye. Home and a bye, right? They had the bye week last week. So home and coming off the bye, I think that's why I like the Chargers here, plus the points. But I have no doubt that they will Charger some way and make this look weird. But the Cowboys can match that. So
they can. They can match that energy. They can be very hold my beer. But like I said, I'm going with the Joe Ranieri strategy. Chargers on the money line first half. We'll see if they can bring it home. And then let's go see what the Cowboys number is at halftime. I'm going to be looking at that. I'm going to feverishly looking at, very excited. My kids are here tonight, so we're going to be watching, little, I think Only Murders in the Building. We're still trying to finish that third season, couple episodes of that left, and then check in on halftime, see what this is, and then bada boom. Go ahead. Bet that bad boy. This is fun. Sam Young, I'm going to put this up because it's funny. I ran out of toilet paper. That jersey would be perfect. Yes, it would be.
I'm guessing Sam is a Packers fan.
This would be a great gag gift
or Vikings fan.
I mean, hilarious. Give it to a kid who has no idea who Robert Tunyon is. I mean, all jokes aside, this is going to end up being, I think, the most popular giveaway by the time the week is over, because we're gonna talk the hell out of this bad boy. So you were in on the under, which is interesting. I'm staying away from that again. I have my approach here. This is one of those games that feels like the Chargers with a bye should come in, beat up on the Cowboys, who are just down and out. They're at home, but it just never works that way for the Chargers. It just never seems to be that. And Brandon Staley, let's be honest, I mean, the guy finds a way to lose games, and he really does not make adjustments at halftime very well.
And he doesn't make good decisions in the second half.
No.
He's historically made some bad decisions.
Run the football. His defense, it's funny, because Travion Diggs got hurt. You could take that moment of Travion Diggs getting hurt to now, it's like the defense fell apart for Dallas in a lot of ways. I mean,
Well,
and
Stephon Gilmore has not lived up to what
he
the
hasn't.
Cowboys thought. So,
He hasn't.
Deron Bland has been good, but he's a little banged up as well.
I just added him in a league this week, actually. I needed some
Yeah.
help with D-back.
I mean, Keenan Allen's gonna have a lot of catches, so
Right.
I understand that. But this game just it feels like two teams that like to choke. Who chokes last? Who has the ball? Who has the ball
That's why
last
I'm putting my
and makes
money
the
on
wrong
the Chargers in
decision?
the first half. And no, I want.
So,
I think it's right. I'll get to see how it goes out before we get to the props for today. And again, we love your questions. Drop them here. We're here hanging out with you, talking football. That's what we're here to do. Make sure you check out our NFL contest as well, because that is going on right now. Bettingpros.com/NFL contest. Win a Jackson Smith and Jigba signed jersey. We got weekly prizes, monthly prizes, upgrades to Fantasy Pros, to Betting Pros Premium. We've also got swag for our Fantasy Pros and Betting Pro shops. Just make 5 picks a week. That's all you got to do. So go and do that right now. Again, bettingpros.com/NFL contest. Or if you're smart, you've already downloaded the app, you're using the app, go to the community tab and join there, hang out with us, make some bets. All right, Scott Bogman, let's talk a little props here. That's what we're all here for. You got not one, but 2 Tony Pollard. So let's talk about them.
yeah, let's go with Tony Pollard over 68.5 rush yards is -120. And let's go with Tony Pollard over 3.5 receptions. It's actually getting plus money at +114. And this is exactly what I just said, man. You just saw Dak make a bunch of mistakes, right? He threw 3 picks last week. He's throwing the ball to the other team. He has a bunch of turnover-worthy plays. Let's give the ball to Tony Pollard. Let's let him win this game for us on offense. I think he's going to see a lot of touches. I think this is a 25-touch game for Tony Pollard. I think 20 of those are on the ground, probably 5 of those through the air. So I like both sides of this. I specifically like the plus side of the over 3.5 receptions, 4 catches. Let's make short, easy throws that can't be intercepted for Dak Prescott. Let's do that for him this week. And look, I know last week was a mistake-laden game that doesn't happen, and he has worked on his interceptions and stuff, but has he? Because it hasn't gotten better yet, right? So I just think the Cowboys offense should be, let's go heavy with the Tony Pollard usage.
Oh, can we please? Look, he had 2 touchdowns week 1. He hasn't had a touchdown since. Look at the carry numbers too. Like you're up to
11. He has 19 carries in the last 2 weeks. That is not enough for Tony Pollard.
No, it's crazy. And you go the 2 weeks before that, 25 and 23. I mean, that's you need to get this football. You need to get the football in the hands of Tony Pollard. That's what you need to do. And I'm looking at those games too. We're talking about W's in those games, right? I mean, actually, they lost to Arizona, I should say. So it's just weird. I mean, it's very simple right now. Run the football, take some pressure off Dak. And it's not hard.
I didn't understand giving the ball to Tony Pollard against Arizona with their weak ass secondary. Like this is why I don't trust Mike McCarthy and why I don't like this line. I don't like this line at all for either team because they both screw up so much. And, it never seems to be correct. So maybe it's dangerous saying they should play Tony Pollard because McCarthy has done the opposite of what he should do so many times. But I think, I mean, if you let the Dak go out there and throw 3 more picks and you lose this game again, I don't know. I think your job is really in question now. So I think give the ball to Tony Pollard, let him run the rock down their throat. That's exactly what he'll do. The offensive line is still strong for Dallas for the most part. So let's get it done. Let's give the ball to Tony.
Yeah, I agree with you wholeheartedly. Look, I understand, last week game script got away from you. It's a tough run defense. I get it. Like, that's all fine against 49ers. Okay. But not tonight. Not tonight, Mike McCarthy.
Yeah. And tonight. Sam says bye week next week for the Cowboys. Give him a full workload.
Yes,
a fun workload, but also a full workload. Yes.
Well, I like a good fun workload too.
That's right. Yeah.
Maybe some gadget plays in there, maybe one where he, I don't know.
Whatever fires your rockets. Yeah, that's right.
Up in a different, outfit or something. I don't know, something fun. By the way, Dominic, just to be clear here, because he has a question about: are you saying if the score is close enough at half that you would lay on Dallas for the second half? No, just to win outright. Yeah, win outright for the game. Yes, that's what I'm saying. My script here is that we've got somewhere between 3 and 7 point lead here for the Chargers. The bigger, the better. The more tempted I am, because the more tempting the collapse of the Chargers.
You hope the Cowboys are up by 14, or excuse me, the Chargers are up by 14 at halftime. Yeah,
Boggs, if they are, You know me, sometimes, I like to get my rest. I'll get in there 11 o'clock. I'm about turning in for the night. Bogman's up till 4 a.m.
Mhm.
I will stay up and watch this entire thing, and I will be texting you if that is the case, and I'm going to be watching. I'll be watching. I got a cup of a cup of coffee. I'm going to be watching. Come on, like, what a Dak Prescott jersey.
I'll be
on
like,
really
throw it one
soon.
more time to Pollard for Christ's sake. Come on. That's what I sound
All
like
right.
at the end of every game. So
Not even, and sometimes it's not even Cowboy games, which is weird.
that's right. Yeah.
Let's get to
Not
the
even
other running
football.
back in this game. Austin Ekeler, 32.5 receiving yards. Your feelings and thoughts on this one?
Yeah, look, I know everyone's afraid of Austin Ekeler, right? Because new offensive coordinator, less usage, and he's already been a little bit banged up. I get it. But I think he was good enough to go last week, but they knew they had the bye week coming up. Come off the bye. He's played one game this year. He had 4 catches for 47 yards. So last year, he caught over this total 12 of 17 games. I think we also have no Mike Williams in this game. Joshua Palmer is banged up, although I still do like him. Get to him in a second. But I think this is an easy total for Ekeler. I think he's definitely going to have it. And, this is a big piece of their offense. They've been missing. They've looked a little weak on offense. And this is exactly what you need to get back in the W column if you're the LA Chargers. So let's give the rock to Pollard. Let's give the rock to Ekeler, which is why I like the under tonight as well. Let's bleed the clock with our RBs, and I think we're going to see a lot of that in this game.
Palmer is dealing with that groin injury too. Now he is playing, but that's one of those things like you gotta be a little careful. I find him hard to invest in today. I am utterly fascinated, but will not be investing in Quentin Johnson. But I'm going to be watching very carefully from a wagering standpoint and a fantasy standpoint because I've got some shares still sitting there collecting dust. And sometimes you get these teams come out of a bye, like you saw Jackson Smith and Jigba on the field more in the last week. Maybe he's also getting healthy. People forget that he was hurt coming into the season too with that wrist injury. So always with the rookies out of the bye, you want to pay attention to how much are they on the field? Did that extra practice time give them, more time and comfortability? And look, there's a path here for him. So I am fascinated to see that tonight and see how that works. I didn't even look and see what his potential
like his total
touchdown
yards
prop is. No, his touchdown prop.
It's minus.
Quentin
minus
Johnston?
one. Oh, Quentin Johnston.
Oh,
I'm
no,
sorry.
Quentin
I thought you
Johnston.
were talking about Ekeler still.
No.
Ekeler was minus. Quentin Johnston, I think, was like plus 385 when I looked before.
Yeah,
that you want me to look it up?
Right. I'm going to look it up right now. Let's talk about the next one here on your list. Joshua Palmer, who, again, the groin injury, it's one of those things, but 44.5 receiving yards. It's well within grasp here. And it's minus 115, and you're on the over on this one.
Yeah, look, I know he's a little bit dicey with the groin, but they said he's going to play. I think if there was any question, especially since this cropped up yesterday, like in the early afternoon games, I think if there's any question about him at all, he just wouldn't be playing. So I think he's going to be fine. I think he's going to be out there. No Mike Williams again. So this is a guy that can get a catch like this. He can get all of this in one catch. He did it in the last game that they played. He had a 51-yard catch, right? So, he had a 50. He had a 30 the week before, and he was 4 catches for 66 against Minnesota. He was 3 for 77 against the Raiders. Before that, he was used kind of sparingly, and we were worried about Quentin Johnston, but Gerald Everett hasn't really been involved. Eckler's coming back. I think he gets part of it. Obviously, I like him on the receiving yards as well. But I think that, at some point in this game, the Chargers are going to be down. They're going to be playing catch up. I think that is what is going to happen here. I think the Cowboys are the better team, but I like the Chargers at home. So I think Palmer gets this one on. I think he gets over half of it on one catch. So if we can just get 2 more catches from him, if he gets like a 25-yarder, if he gets 2 more catches, I think this 44 is going to look low. So, and like I said, a lot of downfield throws from him. Herbert's a great A-dot QB. I think that he can get this done mainly on one catch. So I like the over on his long two. I think the last time I looked, I think it was, now I don't remember. Now I got to look it up.
Well, I did finally find that Quentin Johnson number is plus 350, by the way, which I thought it would be higher. I thought it would be more like 375 or even 410 or something like that. Like I'm a little surprised that it's plus 350, but I mean, they're covering them. They're covering it a little bit because, that guy is a talented player. A couple here from the peanut gallery, and then we'll get to the rest of them here. Keenan Allen, 6.5 receptions over. I'm with Julian on this one. Are you, Boggs, too?
Yeah, I mean, I saw it on DK just now. It's 7.5, and it's plus money. So if you think he can get to 8, I think it's not the juice is great. I think it's plus 114, but plus money I'll take.
Oh, you put it with something else.
So
You put it with the other gimme thing. You put it with one
sure.
of the Tony Pollard props that we talked about too. Das Diggity is here. What do we think of Ferguson tonight? He's plus 270 for the touchdown. To me, it's about the red zone looks that he gets. So yeah, the plus 270 is a pretty good number. I know, Boggs, you like the ones that are usually more than 2-1, and that fits the bill. So you in on Ferguson at all? You think that's a decent one?
Ferguson's fine. Yeah, he's been great.
I'm
They've
in on
been
that.
using him by the goal line as well. So I do like him.
Mr. Chin is going the opposite way. Palmer under the 45.
Yeah, look, I don't.
Over.
I like the over because I think that he can get most of it on one catch. So I think if he gets like a 25-yarder, you're asking for 2 more catches. I think he gets that. Is it a possibility that he gets hurt? Sure. If you want to play that side, it's fine. But I think the total is so low that if he wasn't hurt, I'd be hammering this. If he was not hurt, I would have taken most of my money and put it on Palmer this week. And but he is hurt.
Mr.
So
Chin, I'm with you.
Risk.
I'm worried about that groin.
I understand.
Mr. Chin says playing with the sore groin. Bogman hasn't had a sore groin in a long time. He doesn't know how painful that is. Last time you had a sore groin, Bogman?
I mean, it's been.
Don't answer that question.
Yeah.
Don't answer that question. The Juice wants to know Ferguson 3.5 receptions. See, that one I don't love. I know the 49er game was a letdown. The 2 games before that, he had 5 and 7, but before that, it was 2 and 3. So for me, the best way to make money on Ferguson is throw a small bit on the plus 270 on the touchdown and hope that works. That's what you're trying to do here. I think that's the best approach.
Yeah, I'll say this. I prefer the receptions and touchdown over the yards for
100% over the yards.
Yeah.
Player to player, we talk about this. Some guys you're better to invest in the receptions, some the yards, those explosive players that, the ones that, have that, like the Devon Achane thing. It's why that ladder bet was so good, because he's so explosive. Whatever it is, you take the over and you keep betting it up. Why?
Didn't work on Marvin Mims.
Get it. Didn't work on Marvin Mims. Again, Welsh. I have not talked to. Actually, I did text him this morning, but I didn't say anything about any of that stuff.
Yeah,
Mims has to be on the field more to even give you the shot for that. I mean, that's the thing. There's so many, and this is why the ladder bet is not an every week kind of deal.
Sure.
It's a once a month, kind of thing where everything the planets align, all of the planets align, and for a brief moment, Las Vegas opens up its money to you, and then you take it away. Yeah. If I could hold time in a bottle,
I thought you were going to do
I'd hold it with Devon Achane. I hope his knee's okay. I really do. I think we lost 1 viewer here while I was singing. You'd think you'd gain more, but I don't think so. All right, one last one. We always have a defensive prop, so Boggs, hit the people with it. What do you have?
Give me Micah Parsons over 0.75 sacks. Do you think this guy is going to be held 2 weeks in a row? Because I don't. And I don't think that O-line is going to keep him from terrorizing Justin Herbert in this game. So I love this one. Yesterday, my big play was over 0.75 for Max Crosby. Took him till the last play of the game pretty much, but he got that safety, and that put him at 1.5 sacks on the day. I think Micah Parsons goes way over that. So, like I said, the Palmer one is because I think he can do most of that and maybe all of it in one catch like he did last week. I know he's got the sore groin, but I think that they immediately said this morning he was playing. It's not a game. It's not like even a warm up and see how you feel. So it must not be bothering him today is what my thought process is. Ekeler over and just give the damn ball to Tony Pollard, for God's sake. Do it. Let's go.
Das Diggity, what about Michael Gallup receptions and yards? No, thank you.
Yeah,
Pollard is the investable guy tonight.
He's the guy Pollard, it's Lamb or it's Ferguson to me. Those are the 3 guys on the Dallas side. I don't want anything with Dak.
They've been hearing it. They've been hearing it about Pollard. They've been hearing it about Dak's been hearing it, obviously, but CeeDee Lamb's been hearing it. There's a lot of shade going around. You're not a number 1 wide receiver in this league. Like, they might not show up right away, but I do believe the Dallas Cowboys show up.
The Chargers will charge her.
The Chargers will, eventually say, Dallas, please, we enjoyed this first half of football. We'd like you to take the ball from here and ram it down our throats as often as possible. Just to recap, Parsons over 0.75 sacks. Joshua Palmer, 45.5 receiving yards. Bogman's on the over. I'm on the under. Ekeler, 32.5 receiving yards. We'll see if he's healthy enough to do that. Bogman's in on that. Pollard, we're in lockstep. 68.5 rushing yards over and over on the 3.5 receptions. Love that one too. It's time for a Tony Pollard game. Boggs is in on the plus 1.5. I'm in the money line first half Chargers, and then wait till halftime. Hope that they have a lead. Please give me 10 or more. Oh, it's going to be a great number. And then I'm going to bet the Dallas Cowboys on the back end to win that game outright and see how it all works out. We'll be here Thursday to tell you how it did. We're going to live and die with those bets with you. That's what we do here. Don't forget to download the Betting Pros app right now if you haven't already, and subscribe to our Betting Pros channel too, because we're giving away that Robert Tonyan jersey. That's not going to give away itself, so you better get in there. I don't want to stop people from commenting now. They're worried. Oh my God, do I have to pay the shipping for that? No, you don't. We'll pay the shipping. It's all free. I'm telling you, the best gag gift you could possibly. I might have to get you one for. I don't know if I can get my hands on a second.
You're just gonna send out Robert Tonyan jerseys to everyone at Fantasy Pros. That would be the best.
I'm gonna be like Oprah. You get a Tonyan jersey. You get a. Everybody gets a Tonyan. Have a great time watching Monday Night Football.
I'll hang it up right next to Vince Young. It'll make no sense at all. It'll be the best.
It's complete madness. Nothing but chaos. Oh, love you guys. Thanks for hanging out with us. That'll do it for us. But the story of the game goes on. For Scott Bogman, I'm Joey P. We'll see you next time, kids. Enjoy your Monday Night Football.